All right, Panther fans, hockey fans. It is 8:26 on Sunday morning.
How dedicated we are.
It's about 68 degrees outside. It's overcast. There's no wind. It's high tide. And I am here recording rather than on my kayak fishing. There's just seriously something wrong with me. But that's
75
okay.
and partly cloudy here.
Yeah. So, damn it, if after game two, it's funny because I was just talking to Stu about this. After game two, in the recap, I put the thumbnail up, said, "Is Tampa done?" And apparently, there's a lot of dyslexic people because I got a lot of comments in flag as though I said Tampa is done. Now, if you watch the video, I spent the entire post game going, Ranger fans, don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't fall for the trick. But the funny thing is that in that video, somebody left a comment. I think it was in our reviews for that game. Somebody left a comment basically saying that, whatever it was criticizing us, we don't know what we're talking about. Tampa's going to win 4 straight and win the rest of the games. And I commented, I'll see you when the Rangers win in game 7. So I don't remember who and when that was, but if you're watching, you were right. I was, I wasn't right. I can't say the other word. So still, we're not even a little bit surprised, are we? Just like not even like we and the last 3.5 games after Rangers had a 2-0 lead in game 3, the last 3.5 games, this is going to sound familiar, Rangers scored 3 goals.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
If and again, I don't know who took the face off, but if whoever took that face off doesn't win it clean and Vetrano blasted by Vasi because he doesn't have a chance to react,
right?
That's a shutout.
Yeah,
he was pitching a shutout.
Huh?
And I think I even said, watch, it's going to be 1-0 shutout. Just like, I mean, to me, the game really looked like a mirror of that last Panther game where they just couldn't do anything.
And it's the same thing. It's like the same thing would happen with the Panthers because you use their same words. Panthers, Rangers would come into the zone and they've got numbers and they've got their good players, and somehow a puck off of a stick, a puck over a stick, a missed pass, somehow every single time. And I'm not saying that that the Lightning weren't partially responsible for this, but there was a lot of times when it was just simply a pass from one Panther or one Ranger to the other, and it was just off, or it would just bounce, or they would just miss. And I think the pressure, to me, it's got to be the pressure of knowing you're only going to get so many chances against Tampa Bay. You start holding the stick a little bit tight because it was like it was this unseen force when they were getting to the Tampa zone that for the Rangers and the Panthers, they're just shit was just constantly happen. I just.
Like Aaron reminded me of Barkov.
Yeah. Shooting it into the mesh.
Right? No matter what he did. It just.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to give props to Tampa.
Yeah.
They're the champs. I mean, they're a good team.
Yeah.
Watch previous videos. We said it.
Yeah. We give them credit. Look, at this point, it's like when you're in a fight with your spouse and they're yelling at you. It's just like, just get it out so you can be done, right? At this point with Tampa, I'm like, look, we got Spencer Knight, our guys are young. Just do what you guys got to do so you can be done and the Panthers could have a chance. All right, just what do you got? 3? Do you need 4? Do you got to have 4? Just whatever. Just get what you need and go away so we can have a chance. We've got time, but I'll never pick against this team until it could be Game 7 Eastern Conference Finals, Panthers, Lightning next season, and I will be here going, I'm not betting against Tampa. I'll never, and it's not because I don't believe in the Panthers, but in eight games to clinch series, Vasilevsky has allowed 2 goals.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said, in the video a couple of days ago. I wouldn't be surprised to see a shutout. And, like I said, he almost had one. What was it, 6 minutes and something change to go?
Yeah, and
When Toronto gets that goal, but the point I want to make is their captain stepped up. Now,
right.
I knew it was going to be one of those types of goals that was scored. And I mean, Klingman he just deflected it a little bit, but enough where Shesterkin just couldn't get it. And then, of course, everything goes through 86.
Right.
I mean, Kucherov, saucer pass, perfect.
Right
on Stamkos's tape. But what I want to know is, how the hell does Trouba let Stamkos get behind him?
Yeah, Trouba had a mixed.
He let him get behind. Why wasn't the Rangers skating like the wind to get back?
Right.
Again, they're assuming they tied it. They're going to overtime, and they stop. Whatever. Tampa's a great team, guys.
Right.
They're the Stanley Cup champs. It's going to be a great finals.
Right.
Shesterkin played great. Got to give him credit. But the rest of them, and I did not see desperation from the start of that game on.
Well, I tell you, now I'm not making excuses, but it just like at the beginning of the series, you could tell that New York was tight and fresh, not fresh, but they'd been playing, and you could tell that Tampa had been laying down, rest them. As the series went on, you could see that Tampa had legs and the Rangers just didn't. They just didn't. And I mean, that's I said it in the recap when Tampa swept us at the very end. I realized, I was like, oh shit, we just gave Tampa 10 days rest. We just screwed it up for everybody else, because now they're going to get Colorado. So it should be a little bit more even with Colorado now, because Colorado's had this rest. They might get Braden Point back. I think the guys on the stream said Braden Point was a game time decision yesterday. So he'll
be in for the finals.
Yeah, so he should be good.
What was really great about Tampa employed that blue line wall defense.
Yeah.
Where the Rangers really couldn't get in and get things set up. And
if
they employ that it's going to be a good series.
Yeah, I think
nobody's beaten Vasilevsky. I'm sorry.
No, you
said that in the last video.
No.
Let's put it this way. I'll be really surprised if Colorado wins the cup.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
Don't even think.
Not even think.
Don't even make predictions.
I'll do it in my own video. Fine, then. I'll
make it in your own video.
After this video, it's going to be a 30-second video. It's going to be my prediction for the All right. So look.
The only thing that might, game one, altitude adjustment, first home game, maybe Colorado wins. I don't know, but I think Tampa's going to get their third cup. Well deserved.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point, I would be shocked. And that's not a disrespect towards Colorado. It's just, I mean, they've got a good team. But I saw an Avalanche fan, I think it was in last night's recap, the comments. They're like, oh, Colorado's going to, I forget the word he used, but basically Colorado's going to whoop ass on Tampa. And one of the Panther fans came in and said, yeah, basically, we were kind of thinking the same thing. Tampa they just win. And I mean, just.
Would you have predicted that? I mean, the way the Panthers played in the regular season and the way I didn't like the way they ended it, as I mentioned in previous videos, those last 4 games or whatever it was when they clinched. I mean, they coasted in. I did not like that. But it just goes to show you that Tampa was smart. They didn't win the President's Cup. They didn't feel like they had to finish first. In the division, and they're built for the playoffs. Let's put it that way. When you got the number 1 goalie.
No, and look, I mean, if you go back to the Leafs series, the last 9 games that Tampa has won in the playoffs, they've allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals in the 9 games. In the last 9 that they've won, if you go back to Game 7 against the Leafs, they've allowed 6 goals in the 9 games.
How did they get blown out 6-2 in the first game?
Oh, they were so everything was offered them there. That was nothing but the rest.
Vasilevsky looked like Swiss cheese.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like, when it was happening, I was like, this is not Vasilevsky. And Cooper left him in the whole game.
That was the best the Rangers had and the worst that Tampa had. And that's what happened. Look, we saw that as Panther fans, the end of last season, when Tampa was like, all right, and we were like, yeah, we're kicking their ass at the end of the year. And Tampa just said, yeah, wait for the playoffs, you dummies. And anyway, so
it was, by the way, it was less than a minute that they tied it.
That's the big, and
I think it was the following shift.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
It was close, and it really pissed me off because in one of the previews I did for the series, I had mentioned that I thought Vetrano was going to be a bigger part of this series, that he was going to be one of the key guys. And somebody came in and made the comment of, yeah, Vetrano, whatever. Let me know when he scores a goal to tie a Game 7 or keep them from being eliminated or something like that. So he scores that goal and like, aha. And before I could even get the thought out of my head, the puck is in the back of the net. And that whole, I do want to touch on that because I talked about it last night. I know that it's not interference. That I'm not sitting. I even said it last night. I'm not. To me, to my eyes, without seeing exactly how it happened, you think, oh, he ran into his glove. It's got to be at least they're going to challenge it, right? My biggest problem was between the announcers and the refs. We really didn't know what they were looking at, and if Gallant could have challenged. I'm looking at it from a point of view of the Ranger fans watching. They got to be screaming, challenge, challenge. And it just would have been nice if the refs, and if not the refs, that the announcers would have taken a minute to explain, exactly what happened. It was poorly done. That was my opinion in terms of the broadcast. But it couldn't have happened any other way for it to not be interference. And Shesterkin, for all we know, he thought maybe he didn't even realize he had bobbled the puck. But it happened, and this goes to what I'm saying about how stuff just keeps happening to the Panthers and Rangers that just made their chances just turn into dust. It had to happen in that specific order for it to not be goalie interference, right? Because by the time because the puck goes off of Stamkos first before he hits the glove, so the puck was already behind him. So that's why they're saying, and there's mixed reviews in the comments. I got people saying it was challengeable, it wasn't challengeable. I got a Tampa fan saying it wasn't interference, and so
it just sucks that he couldn't grab it.
Right, he bobbled the puck.
I would have liked to have seen overtime and then just seen what happens, because anything can happen. But
right,
whatever.
But no, I mean, look, I'm nobody saying that the Rangers got jobbed by the refs. I just, in the moment when it happened, they show the 1-2 replays. I can see the puck, and they didn't explain what was happening very well. So it was frustrating to have to go do the recap. I didn't really, maybe they talked about it after the game, and that's why everybody else had a better explanation. So it wasn't interference somehow, and that sums it all up, right? Somehow Tampa scored a serious clinching goal where Stamkos ran into the goaltender's glove, and yet it wasn't interference. I mean, you've got to have some special set of circumstances for that to happen. So,
yep.
All right. So real quick here, want to talk about this Huberdeau thing we talked about last time a little bit?
Yeah. So last night I was, I just happened to look at the review we did a couple of days ago, and somebody made a comment that Huberdeau took down his Instagram post.
Yeah.
So of course I went right on Instagram, and sure enough, it was gone.
Yeah.
So And then coincidentally, we saw the Uyghur video where, he took ownership. So, Panther players, if you're watching our videos, thank you. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. Maybe it's just coincidence? I don't know.
There's
But
been a
it's
lot of
just kinda
coincidences this season.
kind of weird how that Instagram post came down right after we did our video,
Right.
kind of calling Huberto out for it.
Yeah, I'll own it. Look, here's the thing with that. Because Timmy had retweeted it, and I kind of thought about it for a half a second. I was like, it wasn't that he was posting the picture. I get that. It was what he said and the mindset behind, home for summer baby, like being all excited. It's like,
I know.
how about the same picture with I wish I was still at the rink. I'm great, wonderful, beautiful. Enjoy your time, you work, you know what I mean? But it's just, and look.
Well, I hope he posts a lot of videos this summer of him, because he did it last year.
Right. Yeah.
Workouts. But let's put the disclaimer in. We are diehard Panther fans.
Right.
We bleed Panther red. This is the #1 Panther fan YouTube channel in the world. Okay. We're dedicated to the Panthers, and we love our Panthers, and we're always going to praise them, but we're going to call them out when, that's what fans do.
Right.
When the Panthers are stinking up the place and they're losing a game 6-0, and the power play ain't doing nothing.
Right.
The crowd boos.
Right. Yeah.
It's not, then of course when the Panthers are scoring 10 goals, the crowd's going nuts. That's
right.
That's what we fans do. We're fanatics.
Exactly.
But, in no way are we saying, Jonathan Huberdeau, he just, young and dumb. He made a mistake.
Right.
And I'm glad, again, if he watched this channel and saw the video, or one of his friends or somebody, and somebody said something to him and he took it down because he knows it wasn't a good look, then more power to him.
Right. So, and if not, who knows, but that's definitely a possibility. Now I'm choking up because the Uyghur thing, I'm going to ruin it. Because that's what I do. So Uyghur gives this interview on the Scotty Upshaw show, and he's owning his mistakes and everything like that. And my mind goes weird places. Everybody knows I will always have a take that will kind of make people give it out one eye, be like, what in the hell is this? What is he talking about? So what if and I can see the comments now, but it's Sunday morning and I'm going to say it. What if the team was like, look, Mackenzie, we need to trade you because we're not going to be able to afford you. We need you to go out and do some podcasts and do some damage control and tell all the other teams out there in the NHL that you've learned your lesson. You won't make those mistakes again, so that we can up the trade value, because we got to get out of Bob's contract because Spencer's threatened him to not sign for more than 1 year because he wants to get paid too. And he saw what Vasilevsky gets paid. That could have happened. I'm just saying, that's where my mind goes on a Sunday morning when I'm not fishing. So I don't know. I'm just saying.
Goes with his conspiracy.
I should have been a lawyer.
Listen,
I can tell a story.
Every Panther player should be working their ass off this summer, and they should really think about what happened last season. But, and I'll say but, it took the Capitals, St. Louis, LA. It just those 3 teams alone.
Right.
It took them a long time to win the cup.
Right.
So the LA Kings came into the league in 1967. I don't think they won the cup until
What was that?
Help me out, guys. 2012,
Was that their first?
2000,
They
whatever. They didn't win
didn't
the
win
cup
one in the
for.
90s?
They didn't win the cup for 50 something years. The
Jeez.
Capitals came in the league in 75. It was
Right.
the Capitals and the Kansas City Scouts.
Yeah.
They didn't win the cup till like 2015.
Yeah.
So if we go by that, St. Louis came into the league in 67.
But-
So if we go by that,
By that, we could both be dead by the time they win a cup, bro. I don't know about you. I don't know if I got another 20 years of this shit in me.
so I'm
We'll be
just saying,
in walkers, right?
I'm just saying. But next year, I just hope that we talked about some of the changes that need to be made, but the major thing is the attitude. And I really thought that, that the culture, the attitude had been changed. I guess it wasn't 100%, that, it's not 100% changed.
Well,
And, living down here in South Florida, these young millionaires with their pools on the intercoastal and, they're the good life that they lead as opposed, but again, then we look at Tampa. They're on the other, they're on the other side of this, they're on the West Coast, and look at how they perform. So I don't know. I'm just like not even thinking about next season. We still got some hockey left.
and we should
I guess we're gonna do a separate preview video for the finals. So let's just leave it for that as far as what we're going to talk about for the finals. When does the finals start?
I think the 15th. The 15th, and today's the 12th. So we got a few days. We'll probably do the finals one tomorrow, because like I said, that's going to be the first one I'm going to try to. I don't want anybody to get confused when I say I'm uploading it as a podcast. That's in addition to the stuff that goes on YouTube. So nothing on YouTube is going to change. It's just then I'm going to take the audio file, upload it as a podcast, and see how technically savvy or not I am. Steve, get ready. Steve's my go-to tech guy. If I can't figure something out, I get Steve.
Listen, the Bolts are going to have Braden Point back for the finals.
Yeah.
That's and it might take them a couple of the games to get up to speed, but that's huge. Yeah, especially on the power play.
Yep.
We'll talk about that in the next video.
I before I forget it, because I already forgot twice. Ulf Samuelsson, the Panthers assistant coach, resigned. I read an article, a paragraph about it, I should say. It sounds like he's got an opportunity or two elsewhere, and that seems to be the biggest reason. So I wouldn't just yet read anything into that. At first I thought it could mean either thing. So really, I think that's just a separate thing where he's got an opportunity to probably advance. And that's not going to happen with the Panthers, obviously, right now. If Bruno stays, you're probably going to keep things intact. And if we get a new guy, he's going to bring in all his new guys. So good luck to him. Yeah, you'd think any day now, right? I mean, how long, man? They're killing me. God, I mean, just them just the announcement alone is worth 3 videos.
I just want to see. I want to see a more defensive style. Obviously, it was great to see a lot of goals scored, but look where it got us in the playoffs. When I mean, look at these games. Aside from game 1,
right?
They were 2-1, 3-2, whatever. They were just very close, low-scoring games. That's playoff hockey.
At the beginning, when it was 2-0 Rangers in games, that those poor fans had to sit there all summer. This is an aside. They had to sit there knowing they had a 2-0 series lead and 2-0 lead in game 3, and somehow it lost in 6. That's a whole.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm just putting that, like, if I was a Ranger fan, my head would just be all over his desk.
Yeah, you can't go without mentioning that the Rangers had a 2-0 lead in game 3.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
They were,
It was
you know,
that close.
they were kind of cruising along. So
Yeah. But what I was going to say,
team of destiny, as Brian said, team of destiny.
right.
You know, Tampa seems to be the team of destiny right now.
Yeah, and because when New York had the 2-0 series lead, and I was looking at how they were playing, I'm thinking, that's gallant, and you seen what happened with Brunette, but then you seen Tampa did the same thing. Now a little bit of a different situation in that, Rangers were a little bit younger. Obviously, you could tell. I mean, they'd been playing. They had already the 2 7-game series, so their legs, I just don't think that they had the juice to play at the level that they wanted to play.
I agree.
And then, we also have to, not just give Tampa credit, but on the flip side, I mean, Trouba had a bad series. Trouba made Uyghur's series look palatable. That's how bad Trouba's series was. So, I mean, it just goes to show you that.
Listen, the Rangers were the unexpected team that went to the finals, like Montreal last year.
Yeah.
Rangers were a better team than Montreal.
Sure.
If not for Shesterkin, the Rangers don't get what they got. So
yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
And they're young. They're the youngest team in the league, I guess, under 26 or whatever. So
I told you
they'll be back. But you know what? I really don't care about the Rangers. I care about the Panthers. I want to see next year. Obviously we talked about changing things up to be more defensive minded. I'd rather give up, 2 goals a game and just win games by good defense and good goaltending.
Yeah.
So and that means a new system. That run and gun, that run and gun system is great if you put, obviously you put up 4.1 goals a game and you can afford to give up, 3 goals and still win the game.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that next year.
No, we ruined it for the league because we were so good offensively this season that Tampa had to employ this ridiculous lockdown style against us. And they've just figured out,
they played it against the Rangers.
That's what I'm saying. They figured out after our 4, they figured we just do that 8 more times, we're going to win the cup because it's just, and it's also like we've said. I mean, it's both. They're earning it, and at the same time, like so much puck luck is just going their way.
Yeah, they had a lot of block shots. They had a lot of block shots last night. They continue to do that, but again. They got Kucherov and Stamkos.
Yeah.
Paul played great. Hagel played great.
It's Kid Hagel
played great. Perry played really good. And then you got the defense. Hedman, Sergachev, Chernak, Bogosian, McDonough.
I'm gonna be on this podcast 3 years.
Hats off to those guys.
Yeah.
So you Panther fans that are members of this channel, hats off to you guys, man. So obviously I'm rooting for Tampa in the finals.
Yep, same here.
10 series consecutive wins. Nobody's gonna catch the Islanders 19 in a row.
No, oh my gosh, no.
And I was there for those dynasty years. They made the finals 5 years in a row. And what happened in that 5th year, and again, it's a grind. That's why you gotta really tip your hat to the Lightning because it's a grind to win multiple cups. They'll be the first team since the Islanders.
Right.
That's 1984 to win 3 cups in a row. But the Islanders were burnt out that last year.
And look, we've talked about that, and I'm not putting an asterisk. I'm not. We've talked about that where this is not the traditional team that's played 82 in a full playoffs 3 years in a row. I mean, they had that long break.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then the shorten, I mean, so I'm not
So
taking
this is
anything.
a, so
Look,
this is a,
everybody,
this is
right.
a special one for them?
I think I think, to be honest with you, I don't think they would have said anything before the season. But I have two things I'm predicting during the Tampa Bay, during the press conference, actually three. Kucherov's going to go topless again, so I can do another video. I'm working out now as we speak. Number two, I got the the things you put on your muscles that shock them so you look good. That's the exercise routine. It's a joke. So that's the first thing they're going to say. The second thing they're going to say is, well, three, we want four. Okay, I can hear Kucherov. We want four. All right, and also that that it's going to come out that they wanted to win one with a full 82 with the full traditional. That's what I'm predicting. I could be completely off base, except for we all know Kuch is going to be topless again. So somebody better be, because that was good material. That was good material. I got 1,000 more subscribers now, so there'll be more people to see my titties. So,
Vasilevsky's
yeah,
only
that to
20.
look forward to.
What's that?
I was yeah. We'll both shut up now. All right. Okay, so it's not the end of the season yet. Boy, I almost said it, but we're not done yet. We'll be back tomorrow with the Stanley Cup Finals preview, and that'll be the first one to be out of the podcast. It's not going to be out as a podcast like immediately, because I'm learning. God help us all. Okay, it's just who knows what I'm going to upload. I don't know. So we're doing that tomorrow. Now, for the Patreon and YouTube supporters, if I can figure out the podcast thing without blinding myself, I'm hoping that we can start the benefit for the Patreon and the YouTube supporters. I think I have this figured out. Again, I'm learning. So what we're going to do is, when Stu and I are doing these videos, when we're doing our reviews, we're going to live stream it only for the Patreon supporters and the YouTube members. So this will be a live stream. We're not going to have comments on, because we're going to still be recording it. And then as soon as we're done recording it, as soon as the live is over, we'll upload it. It'll be uploaded just like it normally is for everybody who's not. So again, for the people who are not Patreon and YouTube supporters, nothing is changing on your end. It's just an addition for the people that are supporters to have a little bit of an extra bonus there, an extra thank you. So as soon as I figure out the podcast thing, I think I have it figured out on OBS and Zoom and how to stream it. And if not, it'll just be fun to watch two old men try to figure out technical shit that 20-year-olds are born into. It's not really fair. You guys make fun of us. It's like when we were kids, like our technology was fishing poles and sticks. And you guys have been raised with all this shit. We don't know what the hell we're doing. So, all right.
Sherwood PMP. That's what I played with. And then I played with the Coho wood sticks.
Wood, yeah, exactly.
and I started, in the summertime, it was roller skates with 4 wheels.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
4 skateboard wheels on a closed-in basketball court. And the basket was, they had 2 poles.
Right.
Instead of like that single pole, it was 2 poles, and we draped the net across.
Right.
And we, secured it with filament tape.
Yeah.
I told you the story when, when I worked for the Islanders, and, I'd be working practices and guys would crack their stick, but it wouldn't like break in half. They would just crack.
Yeah.
And I found a way to repair them with epoxy glue and filament tape. And pretty much all my friends that played roller hockey with me had New York Islander sticks.
Right, because we
didn't have Milek, some had Milek, Milek blades used to be, that plastic blade used to screw into the shaft.
Right. Yeah.
These were, pro sticks. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Closest thing I ever came to, we'd play football on our street in the neighborhood.
Forget about football.
You know what?
This is a hockey channel.
Now I'm
All
going
right,
to tell. Now
anyway.
I'm going to tell the story. So what we did was we marked off an entire football field and spray painted the street, the entire 100 yards with the yard markers and everything like that. It was a beautiful thing. Nobody could beat us. So we spray painted the field, and then my brother Gene and I had we had a playbook, we had all the signal calls. So everybody thinks they're just coming to play a friendly game, and we're out there calling plays and shit. They'd be like, "What the hell?" And I'd be like, "WX mailbox," and I'd take a step back and I'd throw the ball where nobody was, and G would run under it, and they'd hate us, It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. So I got my story out, Stu. So there. All right. Appreciate all the support. Jesus.
Hit the like button.
This is gonna be a long summer.
Hit subscribe. What are we up to, subscribers?
We're 20. What the hell? I think I passed 2,300 last night.
All right.
But it was in July, August, September, October, to July, August, September. Yeah, so we got like 3.5 months of no Panther games. That's not that bad.
Yeah, we'll find some hockey stuff. We got free agency coming up.
Yeah, I'm gonna invite Stu on the Flying Fluffy Football channel, and I'm gonna have him do the NFL preview, and his whole NFL preview is gonna be like fuck football, and that's gonna be the whole thing. It's gonna be like a 2-second video. It'll go viral. All right, guys, appreciate all the support. We'll see you later.